This tiny bullet killed more people in the last 60 years than any other rifle cartridge on Earth. Generals called it too small. Soldiers called it a toy. It replaced rounds nearly twice its size by breaking every rule about what a combat bullet was supposed to be. This is the most controversial cartridge in modern history. This is the 5.56 NATO. After World War II, every Western military used full-powered rifle cartridges. The Americans had the .3006, the round that won 2 world wars. These were heavy bullets lethal past 1,000 yards. When NATO formed in 1949, they needed one standard cartridge. In 1954, NATO adopted the 7.62 x 51mm, essentially a shortened .3006. The new M14 rifle fired at semi-auto and full auto. On paper, the perfect weapon. In reality, the men who chose the 7.62 had designed their cartridge for the wrong war. In the early 1950s, researchers at Johns Hopkins University analyzed thousands of combat engagements from World War II and Korea. Their findings were shocking. Most firefights happened under 300 meters. The key factor in winning wasn't accuracy or bullet size. It was volume of fire. The side that put the most rounds downrange first almost always won. This destroyed the logic behind the 7.62. The Army had built its standard around a 1,000-yard bullet when nobody was shooting at 1,000 yards. What soldiers needed was a lighter round with less recoil, so they could shoot faster and carry more ammunition. Eugene Stoner, a former Marine working at Armalite in Hollywood, California, designed a rifle that broke every convention. Instead of steel and wood, he used aluminum and plastic. Instead of the 7.62, he built it around a tiny cartridge based on the .222 Remington, a round designed for shooting prairie dogs. The military establishment thought it was absurd, but Stoner had done the math. A small bullet at over 3,200 feet per second would tumble and fragment inside the body, creating wounds far worse than its size suggested, and soldiers could carry 3 times more ammunition for the same weight. The cartridge became the .223 Remington, later the 5.56 x 45mm NATO. The Army's Ordnance Department was furious. They had spent billions on the M14 and 7.62 NATO. The idea that a plastic rifle firing a varmint round could replace it was an institutional insult. The Army ran its own AR-15 tests, and critics later alleged they deliberately sabotaged the results. But Air Force General Curtis LeMay saw a demonstration and was sold immediately. The Air Force adopted the AR-15 in 1962. In Vietnam, South Vietnamese soldiers armed with AR-15s were devastating Viet Cong units. The lightweight rifle and low recoil transformed smaller soldiers into lethal fighters. The .223 round at jungle ranges produced catastrophic wounds that shocked both sides. In 1964, Defense Secretary McNamara overruled the Army and ordered the M16 adopted in 5.56. The decision was correct. The implementation was catastrophic. The Army switched the propellant to cheaper ball powder that fouled the gas system badly. They issued M16s without cleaning kits and told soldiers the rifle was self-cleaning, one of the deadliest lies in American military history. No rifle is self-cleaning. In Vietnam's humidity and mud, M16s jammed constantly. Soldiers died with jammed rifles in their hands. The blame fell on the rifle and the cartridge, when the real cause was institutional negligence. Forced by congressional outrage, the Army fixed the problems. The M16A1 got a chrome-lined chamber, a forward assist, and proper cleaning kits. With these fixes, the M16A1 became the weapon it was designed to be. Soldiers could carry 300 rounds of 5.56 for the weight of 100 rounds of 7.62. Recoil was manageable on full auto. At real combat ranges under 300 meters, the 5.56 fragmented and tumbled, creating devastating wounds completely out of proportion to its size. By the end of Vietnam, the M16 and 5.56 had proven themselves in the harshest conditions on Earth. In October 1980, NATO officially adopted the 5.56 x 45mm as its second standard cartridge. The standardized SS-109 round, a 62-grain bullet with a steel penetrator, was designed to punch through a steel helmet at 600 meters. Every NATO member adopted rifles chambered for it. The Americans built the M16A2. The Belgians used the FN-FNC. The Germans adopted the G36. The British redesigned the SA-80. Within a decade, billions of 5.56 rounds were being produced annually. A bullet based on a prairie dog cartridge had become the standard infantry round of the free world. In Afghanistan and Iraq, the controversy exploded again. Soldiers reported the 5.56 failing to stop fighters at longer ranges, especially from the M4 carbine's shorter 14.5-inch barrel. Less barrel meant less velocity, and less velocity meant no fragmentation, just small clean holes. The Army responded with the M855A1 enhanced performance round in 2010, featuring a copper slug with a steel penetrator that fragmented more reliably and hit harder through barriers. Ballistic experts called it the most lethal 5.56 round ever produced. In 2022, the Army announced the 5.56 would be replaced by the 6.8 x 51mm for its primary infantry rifle. The new round generates 80,000 psi chamber pressure, with devastating performance against modern body armor. But here is what the headlines miss: the Marines haven't adopted it. Most NATO allies show no intention of switching. Special Operations still fields 5.56 platforms. Billions of stockpiled rounds guarantee the 5.56 will remain in service for decades. The 5.56 is designed to yaw sideways inside the body. At 3 to 5 inches of penetration, it fragments at a groove called the canalure, creating a massive wound cavity with dozens of fragment paths. A .30 caliber bullet may poke a clean hole straight through. A 5.56 at high velocity creates an internal cavity the size of a grapefruit. This is why velocity is critical. Below 2,500 feet per second, the bullet stops fragmenting and its lethality drops dramatically. Every complaint about the 5.56 traces back to this threshold. The bullet works exactly as designed. When it has the velocity to fragment, it started as a varmint round for shooting prairie dogs. Generals rejected it. The bureaucracy tried to bury it. When it was finally adopted, incompetence nearly destroyed its reputation. But the 5.56 NATO survived all of it. The Pentagon politics, the jungles of Vietnam, the mountains of Afghanistan, billions of rounds manufactured, dozens of nations armed. Even now, as its replacement enters service, it refuses to die. Because the physics don't lie. A small, fast bullet that fragments on impact is a devastatingly effective weapon of war. The bullet that was never supposed to be taken seriously became the bullet that changed war forever.